Welcome to the Senior Spotlight, where each week we will talk to a Howe Bulldog or two. Now let's talk to one of those members of the class of 2017.
This week we're talking to seniors Cooper Akins and Zack Daniels. We'll start with Cooper. It's your senior year. Is this something you're excited about?
Yeah, I've been looking forward to it.
Have you done anything special? I know y'all had pictures made with your moms and stuff like that. Talk about that day.
It was a pretty fun day. We just got out there and tried to have a little bit of fun.
What about shaving your head? Who came up with that idea?
Oh, I think that came from probably Tyler Grisham or Jaden Matthews.
So was everybody required, or what's the deal?
It took a little convincing for most people, but eventually pretty much everyone did it.
So did they have to convince you to do it?
No, I pretty much volunteered.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, when most people think about the Akins family, they don't think about football in general. They probably think about corn and tractors and harvesting and stuff like that. Is that something you've been a part of as well growing up?
I've done a little bit of harvesting with my uncle, and I've done a little bit of construction with my dad, but that's mostly it.
Now, your dad is Kent, and he does a lot of construction work. Let's talk about the guys that you hang around on this football team. Who are you generally going to be found with?
Most of the time, probably Tanner, Brennan, Tyler.
So last season was your first on varsity. Were you expecting to go 9-1? And with Stratton out, I guess that gave you a big opportunity to show what you had.
Yeah, it got me a lot more reps, and it was a pretty good surprise to see what we were able to do with it.
Were you a little bit disappointed when Stratton came back and you weren't able to get the amount of reps that you wanted?
Well, I saw it coming, but obviously everyone wants to play. So
this year you think you'll get more reps over there?
Me and Brent have been doing split time, but I'm going to be playing a little more defense this year.
So getting back to 9-1 last year, pretty awesome season when you think about it as a whole. 9-1 in the regular season hasn't been done a whole lot here in Howe, Texas. Is that something you'll always be proud of?
Yeah, that was definitely a good experience to be a part of, and I'm going to be proud of that.
What about the comeback versus Edgewood? What do you remember about that?
Oh, that was just crazy. We pretty much knew the whole time, though, that we could keep things under control. We just had to get something going.
You're moving to Division I, and everybody saw this coming, but it appears that this group of seniors and this particular team is going to be the one, unlike years past, that can handle it and actually perform really well in Division I. What are your thoughts on having to play the Pilot Points and the Pottsboroughs and all of those guys in district play?
Well, it's a tougher schedule for sure, but we have a lot of experience on the team, and I don't think we have anyone that's too worried about it.
What do you think will be the strong point of your team? Defense, offense?
I'm going to have to say defense. That's what we've been leaning on the last couple of years.
What do you think? You talked about you'd be playing defense a lot more this year. What will be your role as you see?
Well, I play corner, so pass coverage and mostly stuff like that.
What about Coach Hudson? What kind of coach is he?
He likes to keep things under control. We're kind of a rowdy group at times, but he's got a good defensive mind, and I think we'll do good.
Now, he's very particular in a lot of areas. Is he that way in the locker room and with your team? Is he just very particular about things?
In the locker room, we get pretty laid back, but once we step on the field, that's when we have to get serious.
What about Coach West? What kind of guy is he?
He's a good guy. He really shows a lot of care for the team and the guys we have.
Last thing, Gunner, tonight, let's talk about what they have, what you'll see, and what do you expect from them?
Well, I know they're younger. They're not going to be as experienced as last year, whereas we're more experienced. So I think this year we've probably got some better odds going in.
All right, that's been Cooper Akins. Now we'll turn it on over to Zack Daniels. Senior year, finally. I guess you've been looking forward to this for a while.
Oh, yeah.
And
Can't wait to graduate.
Oh, yeah, I bet. You're one of the few on the team that's fathered. Actually, there's a couple of you guys that fathers played for the Howe Bulldogs. And talk about that. Your dad was a player, wasn't he?
Yeah, my dad talks about it all the time. He talks about him playing defensive line, how he wants me to play defensive line too.
Is that what you're going to do? Are you going to play defensive line?
Right now I play offensive line.
What all are you going to be expected to do this year?
Right now I play strong end. We pretty much block most of the time, and then like 1 or 2 plays we go out for a pass.
Okay, and last season 9-1 for the Bulldogs, and that's got to be something that you're proud of. But moving up to Division I, it's going to be a little bit tougher schedule, don't you think?
Yeah, we're all thinking it's going to be a little bit tougher, but we think we'll still make it playoffs, do as good as we've been doing.
What about Gunner? We're going to have them tonight. So talk about them, a little bit about what you've seen from them.
Well, we've been like practicing both defenses that we think they might be running and getting our blocks down, trying to make sure we're staying low, making sure we're doing everything right.
What about your team? How good do you think your team can be?
I think we're a real good team this year. We got a lot of returning players, and we're really good right now, looking great.
What are some of the other things you're involved with in Howe High School?
I'm involved in ag, welding, showing, a lot of FFA stuff.
What are you showing?
I show a pig.
And is that a year-round deal?
We start about November when we get our animals, and show in March.
So can you get emotionally attached to that animal, or do you try not to?
I have a lot been getting emotionally attached because you spend so much time with them.
Yeah. Do you name your pig?
Yes, I've named mine.
What's his name?
I've named my first one. I named Bacon, and then I've pretty much named a few of them after food.
So it looks like you've gained quite a bit of weight, muscle-wise. And talk about that. Is that direct result from the strength and conditioning program?
Oh yeah, it's like over the summer we work really hard during the morning workouts. We do lots of lifting and running, just trying to get better. I mean, we lift all year long, trying to get better, ready for football season, for the next season.
What are you weighing right now?
Right now I weigh about 215.
And what'd you weigh this time last year?
I'm about 180.
Wow, so that's a lot of weight put on in 1 year.
Yeah, it really is.
It's solid weight, though. I mean, that only helps increase your time on the field, right?
Yes, it does.
Well, we've been talking to seniors Cooper Akins and Zack Daniels. We'll be back in a moment with more Howe Bulldog football.